Hey, what's up, and welcome back to ByStephieNics. So, from the title, you already know I have coronavirus. Feels really weird to say. Doing okay, thank God. But I just want to make this short video to kind of update you guys, let you know what my symptoms are, and what it's like living with coronavirus. It's very, very scary watching the news right now about this global pandemic. Everyone around the world is going through this same thing together right now, which is just like mind-blowing when you think about it. But every day you're just hearing about more cases, more deaths, more schools closing, work closing, stores, everything's just seemingly shutting down, and it's a bit terrifying. And I don't have the exact statistic, but it's somewhere around 80% of coronavirus cases are mild. So it's not like everyone who's getting it is dying from it. Your fear about that can come down just a little bit. I'm gonna let you know about what my symptoms are like and how it's been feeling going through it. So let's get into the little story of my symptoms. So I live at home with my family of 5, and all 5 of us have coronavirus. So it's been very interesting. It started out, my mom and my brother got strep. They got tested for strep, got positive results, and then they were put on antibiotics and started treating that, but their symptoms didn't really go away. My mom actually got much worse after a few days. She started getting a really bad cough, and her fever wasn't going down, it was going up. And I mean, this cough was bad. So it was getting pretty scary because obviously we're hearing everything about coronavirus. It's like, did she have strep and coronavirus at the same time? And then my sister starts feeling sick too. She starts feeling under the weather, and she starts getting a fever, and it's like, oh God, does she have strep? Does she have coronavirus? What's going on? So she got tested for strep, negative. So we're like, what's going on here? So this is all happening. We got 3 out of 5 sick. And then my dad starts getting sick. He starts spiking a fever. He starts coughing, and it's getting a little bit terrifying. So at this point, my dad tries to call to get testing, and I mean, he's on the phone for hours and hours and hours, and finally got on the phone. They're like, okay, yep, you guys qualify for testing. We'll call you back to schedule your appointment to come to the drive-through testing. That was 4 days ago. Still waiting on the call back. Don't think it's coming. But through all this, I was feeling fine. I mean, I had a headache, but there's a lot of stress going on. I didn't think really the headache was anything. So since I was kind of the only one who was okay, I was taking care of everybody else, cooking and just bringing water and taking temperature for people, whatever. Being safe, definitely washing my hands a ton. But since I'm living in the same house as everybody and I've already been in close contact, we talked to the doctors and they said there was no reason that I had to stay separated from everybody, so I was right there in the thick of things. But then it was my turn. Woke up 2 days ago with a terrible headache, pressure in my face along my sinuses, and really the most uncomfortable thing was my eyes were really hurting. There's so much pressure. When I look side to side, it still hurts now. It just hurts so bad. I've never felt anything like that. Just feeling really congested, sneezing a lot, coughing a little bit, but it basically felt like a really bad cold. So who knows, coronavirus, not coronavirus. Everyone's kind of dealing with some symptoms, but there's no confirmation because they couldn't give us the testing. So this is kind of where we're at until this next super weird symptom hit, and this was confirmation of coronavirus. My mom and brother got it first, then my sister, my dad a little bit, and now me too. It's so strange. Full loss of smell and taste. I was kind of a few days late to all the symptoms, so I was a few days late to this one too. This one just hit me yesterday. It's so strange. I have a container of fresh minced garlic in my fridge. This is the strongest smelling thing ever. I open it up, I smell it, nothing. Nothing at all. It's not a little nothing. It is so strange. I mean, I discovered this yesterday when I was making lunch, and I realized I'm oh God, I think I lost my sense of smell. I was testing it, I was grabbing the garlic and all the spices in the cabinet, and nothing smelled like anything. I was just really hoping that I still had my sense of taste, because who wants to lose that? So I go and I sit down and I try my food. Nothing at all. There's the texture. I feel the texture of the food, but it's I'm eating nothing. It's awful. Not really making it public on the news, but coronavirus is an excellent diet strategy. All food tastes like nothing now, so I have zero desire to eat. Yay. Obviously, compared to the severe symptoms people are getting from coronavirus, this is nothing, and I shouldn't complain. but it's really annoying. Like, my last video that I posted was different hobby ideas, and it's actually great timing because everyone is stuck in quarantine at home right now and needs some hobby ideas, so definitely check it out if you've been bored. But one of the ones that I mentioned is baking and cooking, and that's what I've been doing during the quarantine, like just constantly baking and cooking food. And now I can't taste anything. None of us can taste anything, so yeah, there goes the baking and cooking. I'm just, it's so annoying. Well, anyway, so I said that they never called back about the testing. We don't need testing anymore because we spoke to some doctors, spoke to an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, and this weird loss of smell, loss of taste symptom is actually confirmation of the coronavirus. You don't need testing because it just means you have it. This is according to the doctors that I've spoken to. Obviously, don't take that as like a medical advice or anything, but yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so like I said before, we never got a call back about testing, so we haven't actually officially been tested. And I guess now at this point, like, we could still be calling and pushing and trying to get testing done, but what's the point? All getting testing would do is take away tests, time, supplies from people who really need it when we pretty much already have confirmation that we have coronavirus. And no matter what, we're doing the same thing. We're isolating at home. There's no treatment for it, so there's kind of no point. That's kind of where we're at this point with the testing. Thank God no one is suffering any complications. No one is getting worse. Everyone who had fever in my house, it's come down. No one's dealing with that anymore. That's like kind of could get a little serious. The only semi-serious symptom that I've been having is sometimes I feel a little out of breath. There's a little shortness of breath, which they are warning about. I'm keeping an eye on it. If it gets any worse, obviously, then I'll call the doctor, call the hospital, whatever. But for now, we're dealing. We're okay. We're surviving. Yeah. Yep, so that's pretty much how it's been going over here. Those are my symptoms and how we're dealing with it. I just wanted to say, I actually had the flu a little over a month ago, and I had the flu vaccine. So the flu that I had was like a milder form of the flu, and that was way worse than this. I mean, I was knocked out. I was in bed for days, coughing my lungs out. Oh my God, I was so uncomfortable. I mean, with the coronavirus, I'm definitely tired. I'm definitely pretty wiped out, not feeling well, but it's just interesting that the flu, which a lot more people have gone through and know that like experience, know what that's like. For me, at least, that was worse. So just to put it into perspective a little bit, another thing before I got sick, before my family got sick, my anxiety about all this was pretty high, like watching the news constantly and reading articles and texting with my friends, oh, did you hear this, whatever. And since I got sick, my anxiety has definitely come down. I mean, a lot of it's the fear of like the unknown, the what if, the like, oh my God, am I gonna get it? I got it, and it's actually the one nice part of it. Like, I can put the fear behind me, like I'm not so nervous about getting it anymore. I got it. It's, for me, not that bad. For us, not that bad, thank God. So that's just been very interesting. Like, stress levels have come down since I got sick. Who would have guessed? I just wrote down a few notes because my mind is like scrambled. Yeah. How am I treating it? I'm treating it with Tylenol. You want to be very careful with Tylenol though, because you don't want to like overdo it, but it definitely has been helping with the symptoms with my headache that is just like constant. It's given relief for sure. And then I wrote down how I'm spending my quarantine. So I'm in college and all my classes have obviously switched online. So I'm just going to class online. I actually have an exam tomorrow. So even with coronavirus, gotta study, take my exams, get those A's. Other than that, just been watching lots of TV. I've been reading. I never have time to read, so it's really been nice being able to read. I'm reading this book right here, An Anonymous Girl. It's really good. And yeah, just limiting watching of the news, because what's the point in driving yourself crazy? Just stay safe, stay home, wash your hands, social distance if you gotta go out, and be careful. Yeah, so I think that kind of wraps up what I wanted to let you guys know today. Leave a like if you want more content like this. No, don't. We don't want more content like this. We're done with content like this, but you can still leave a like. And yeah, I think I'm gonna run, just go take a nap and some more Tylenol. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe out there. As always, this was ByStephieNics.